The reason I'm doing this is so that you can keep me company, because this is some mind-numbing stuff. Chat with me and we can have a conversation. Whoops. Me. Good start. Music conjures spaces. Churches, theaters, roadhouses, arenas, pubs, dance halls, living rooms, festival tents, and all sorts of clubs, from tenement basements to cabarets to giant warehouses. Those are social places. Those are social spaces where musicians perform together and audiences gather to share the sounds and to flirt, dance, get high, sing along, to somehow connect. On live recordings, those spaces may have been real. With studio recordings, they've long been a crafty, inviting illusion. Yet through the 2010s, many of pop's sonic spaces grew more isolated, barren, and claustrophobic. They were places where a moan or a whisper were all a singer chose to project. Where the idea of a stable, long-running band where the idea of a stable, long-running band has been all but supplanted by a songwriting gig economy of temporary hookups, how many hits feature someone the lead singer hasn't actually met? Music's implied spaces have shrunk to the size of a bedroom or a pair of laptop speakers or a set of earbuds. Those are private places. Those are private places, intimate places, often lonely places. In the internet era, they are also places that can be solitary workshops for sounds and images. There are cameras and microphones in those digital bunkers and musical starter kits online. Antisocial collaborators don't have to interact at all. And SoundCloud and YouTube are wide open to the results. The loner's laptop can be both a recording studio and a broadcast booth. That's right, Josh. I'm sharing lengths with the world, all types of lengths. It's referring to my male romance that I'd like to narrate, love to narrate. Now in his 17th season, and on the cusp of a new decade, James is still going strong, positioning the Lakers for their first deep playoff run since the days of Kobe Bryant. That's close enough. Staggering, but true. James's greatest feat may still be ahead of him. Stephen Curry? Heresy, right? Maybe not. Curry's impact on the way NBA games are played now from deep and deeper has been more profound than James's impact, though the King was unquestionably the decade's best overall player and biggest newsmaker. Just for the record, Curry was a 2-time MVP, won as many titles as James, all against James's team, and was the most dynamic talent for a Warriors team that set the record, 73, for most games won in a season. He was the most breakthrough long-distance dialer of a far-out decade. This one is impossible. LeBron took his Miami and Cleveland teams to 8 consecutive LeBron took his Miami and Cleveland teams to 8 consecutive NBA finals and ushered in the player empowerment era with the decision in 2010, followed by 2 more landscape-altering free agencies, when he returned to the Cavaliers in 2014 and then bolted to the Lakers in 2018. Stephen Curry rewrote the boundaries of acceptable shooting distance as the three-pointer became this sport's weapon of prominence, and he served as the face of a team that went to 5 consecutive finals and won 3 championships. Being very mindful of sounding extra casual. This is what they want. On the surface, Mulaney is making something retro, evoking Sesame Street and 3-2-1 Contact, with its homemade sets, beeping and blooping audio design, and old-school animation, not to mention its casual conversations between adults and kids. Oh, I know what they're talking about. That's a good show. John Mulaney doesn't adjust his wry stand-up sensibility or dumb down his references to be as inclusive as those classic public television shows. Early on, he sits with a bunch of 8 to 13-year-olds, one of whom asks what the tone of the show will be. Mulaney looks confused, so another girl clarifies, "Is it ironic, or do you like doing a children's show?" "Is it ironic, or do you like doing a children's show?" Mulaney responds that he does like it, but then levels with them in a quieter voice. "Honestly, if this doesn't turn out great, I think we should all be like, it was ironic, and people will be like, that's hilarious." As a host of these song and dance-filled sketches, Mulaney projects what might be called a kid's idea of a grown-up, which is to say something like a local news anchor, smoothly confident, assured, slightly indifferent. He's Mr. Rogers if he cared more about showbiz. He's Mr. Rogers if he cared more about showbiz than kindness. But he's really a supporting character here, and the stars are the charismatic kids who, in one of the unifying devices of the special, speak directly to the camera about their greatest fears: home invasion, clowns. Yeah, what was that called? That was really good. Oh man, I gotta keep plucking these Russian butts. Normally I like a good Russian butt, if you know what I mean. Yeah, was it John Mulaney's Jamboree or something? I remember, oh God, I can't blank the guy from Donnie Darko. He was fantastic in it. Okay. It's this splintered emotional drama that draws the attention of many others, including George Saunders, who sees the different segments of the self in Peanuts, Charlie Brown as the tender, lost, dreading part of me, Linus as the... No, what am I saying? It's this splintered emotional drama that draws the attention of many others, including George Saunders. Jake Gyllenhaal, thank you. Bayman, have you just left me on all night? Again? It's this splintered emotional drama that draws the attention of many others, including George Saunders, who sees the different segments of the self in Peanuts. Charlie Brown is the tender, lost, dreading part of me. Linus is the part that tried to address the lost, dreading part via intellect or religion or wit. Lucy is the part that addressed the lost, dreading part via aggression. They say via or via? It's fine, man. That's why you're here, to break it up. Don't apologize.
iTutorial below. Okay. So
okay.
Via. In American English pronunciation, you might potentially hear this being pronounced as a via, but in British English, it's the
via. Via. Yeah, I think it's via for American. Have I already said it? Yeah, I've said it a bunch of times already. Charlie Brown is the tender, lost, dreading part of me. Linus is the part that tried to address the lost, dreading part via intellect, via. Shit. Via. Linus is the part that tried to address the lost, dreading part via intellect or religion or wit. Lucy is the part that addressed the lost-reading part via aggression, Snoopy via joyful, absurdist sagery. The book's most inspired match of writer to subject is Peter D. Kramer's entry on Lucy's work as a psychoanalyst, which to my mind is like having Clayton Kershaw write about Charlie Brown's pitching career. Kramer takes Lucy's practice and her insistence on her 5-cent fee just seriously enough, playfully but profoundly drawing lines between her methods and those of influential 20th century American therapists like Harry Stack Sullivan. He even finds value in her go-to advice, snap out of it. We're free to imagine that Charlie Brown gained something from Lucy's brusque responses, Kramer writes. He's being thrown back on his own resources. Resources. Oh, man, second-guessing everything this morning. Afternoon. Holy shit. Just got Leela out of the house. Vienna sausage. Penis. Resources. Yeah, I was right. Re. He's being thrown back on his own resources, with the message that they may be more substantial than he believes. Pardon me. He's being thrown back on his own resources, with the message that they may be more substantial than he believes. Lucy, as therapist, I'm suggesting, does not go entirely against the grain. An opposite and equally convincing line comes from Adam Gopnik. Lucy is the least fit person to offer psychiatric advice in the history of fiction. Oh, I could go bloody Vienna sausage right now. Vienna? On the train, I kept thinking, you know what? Just throw yourself in front of the train. You won't have to go through all this, recalled Miss Tedesco, now 62, in a recent interview. Enjoy the editing. Look at us bloody content creators, hey? Pumping those servers full of data to keep Josh in work. It's just mind-boggling how much video there must be stored. All right, smash it, mate. Smash that deadline. Yeah, I'm supposed to have this all edited and uploaded on Saturday, which is definitely shorter than I would prefer. I'm going to start this one again because this is weird. On the train, I kept thinking, you know what? Just throw yourself in front of the train. You won't have to go through all this, recalled Miss Tedesco, now 62. In a recent interview. But something kept stopping me. 3 weeks later, she was moved to a women's shelter nearby. Living there felt like a downward spiral. Other women would verbally and physically abuse her, she said, and she could not silence her suicidal thoughts. The fight's out of me, she remembered thinking. I'm done. Shortly after arriving, Ms. Tedesco learned she had depression, anxiety, and fibromyalgia, a condition that causes widespread pain, fatigue, and sleep problems. Weeks went by, and then, suddenly, she was stirred to action. I woke up one morning and I said, you know what? I'm going to get myself out of here. It was in the shelter's cafeteria that Ms. Tedesco discovered a program that would help her do that. In August 2012, she overheard someone recruiting participants for an empowerment program at Xavier Mission, an agency of Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of New York. An agency of Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of New York, one of the 7 organizations supported by the New York Times Neediest Cases Funds. Program called L-Step for Life Skills Training and Empowerment Program offers homeless New Yorkers Did you hear that? Click. offers homeless New Yorkers mentoring. They say mentorship, not mentoring. Center. Offers homeless New Yorkers mentoring, group support, and training in life skills. Well, that was bloody painful. Not the smoothest start. Let's go here. All right, that was news. Now we're doing life. Oh, life. Oh, life. Oh, life. Do, 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 do. That was a breakup song for me. Like 2000, something like that. All right, life. But in at least one way, we should not treat health at all like wealth. Yeah, see, I've noticed a few of these 2 prompts so far, the same as what I recorded yesterday, but it's all part of the word count. They're paying for it. But in at least one way, ideas. Oh, thank you, Will. Instead of ideas. I will keep an eye out for that in editing and re-record it then. So that was in the first news. I'm going to take some notes. Thanks, man. Let's put it in a Word document, yeah? Getting some advice from a Canadian about American pronunciation. Who's also a voice talent. Thanks, man. Fuck, this is weird. All right. News, not news, news as well. Good looking out, man. Thank you. Should I start this again? Yeah, I'll start it again. But in at least one way, we should not treat health at all like wealth. We should treat it as the very different kind of currency it is. There are no such things as labor savings accounts, and for good reason. There are no such thing as labor savings accounts, and for good reason. The labor you save today likely means less to spend tomorrow. The only way to save the vital energy required for vigorous exertion is to spend energy routinely on exertion. Weird, right? Read, why try interval training workouts? Quick results. That exertion need not be onerous. That investment need not be painful. Truly important health benefits can result from the investment of mere minutes a day. And since any kind of activity is good activity, there's no reason not to have fun while at it. We all too often overlook the opportunities to get pleasure in pursuit of health and health in pursuit of pleasure. The only way to save vitality, and with interest, is to expend energy and spend time being active. Given the profound link between physical activity and health outcomes, including global mortality, what we spend today in this particular currency might just save our lives tomorrow. That is something in which individuals, families, and our culture at large should take a far more active interest. It is something in which we should be making far more devoted investments, for the return is priceless. When they are done, ask appropriate questions like, how did that make you... A little bit parched. How did that make you feel? Or, are you worried about that? To further the conversation and show you are listening. Stick to a relatively predictable routine. Building a positive home for your child depends on consistency and predictability. Children require set times to wake, sleep, eat, and do other activities to feel safe and secure. Having erratic schedules can lead to cranky, confused children that act out. Yeah, having erratic schedules sk, sk. Or is it sh, sh? Yeah, sk. It's fine. Research shows that even though kids may hate bedtime, it's good for helping them regulate emotion, fight impulses, and manage time. Help your child learn self-discipline by creating a predictable schedule for activities like waking up, eating breakfast, eating snack after school, attending extracurricular practice, doing homework, completing chores, and preparing for bed. Set clear household rules. Limit setting is another necessary aspect of establishing structure in your home environment. Creating a set of rules to follow in your household lets your children understand the parameters of behavior, what's off limits, and what's acceptable. This builds a foundation for other environments your child may enter. Such as daycare, relatives' homes, or school. All right, I feel like I'm a little bit more in the swing of the casual tone, which is what they want. You find yourself hating your job. If you used to love your job and now you loathe it, that switch in perspective is telling you something has changed, Omira says. In her book, Omira explains how she used to arrive at work happy and excited to solve her department's challenges and help clients meet their needs. But as she took on greater responsibility as a manager, she found herself feeling stressed out and stuck. Omira suggests thinking about whether you still enjoy what you're doing at work, or if instead you feel less fulfilled than you did previously and possibly ready for a change. When you take a pause, or intentionally shift your behavior, you can help find your way back to enjoying what you do again, she says. Your boss isn't happy with you when your supervisor tells you that it's not working out. It's another sign that a pause may be in order. Your boss may ask, "Are you sure this is a good fit for you?" Or it could be a blunt, like it was for me, "This isn't a good fit for you." Omira suggests when this happens, it may be a good time to step back and develop more skills, or perhaps choose a different focus, adding that the knee-jerk reaction to this type of criticism from your manager is often going into denial. Pardon me. Many people think like I did at first. Why should I change? I'm going to quit, Omira says. It's easy to dismiss the writing on the wall that a job isn't a fit for you, but the truth is, you are probably the one that's the issue. Oh, jeez. Gone are the days where work-from-homers have to be embarrassed about having an office in a closet. I mean, this is considered a bedroom in Hong Kong. This is like a walk-in robe in Australia. Oh, boy. Technology, as well as flexible workspace options, mean that an employee or self-employed individual who works from home can still keep up a professional demeanor for phone and video calls, as well as in-person meetings. It's true. This is my uniform. Doesn't need a wash just yet. When you take a call on the job, video conferencing tools like Skype let you connect to people online no matter where you're located. Want to have the perks of an office without going to one every day? Flexible office space companies like Regus offer you a business mailing address, as well as conference space for those occasional in-person meetings. And if you just want a change of pace from your home office, lips, teeth, tip of the tongue. Remember the money, remember the money. And if you just want a change of pace from your home office, you can rent out office office, rent out office, office. And if you just want to change of pace from your home office, you can rent out office space by the hour, day, week, or month. Is a better work-life balance awaiting you? Your boss might not see the light with this argument, but if you work from home, you just might be happier and have a better time balancing work and life. There is the obvious to attribute to the better balance: no more stressful commute to upset your day, more time spent at home with family, and a more flexible schedule. But there are also the less apparent benefits. Without the stress of a coworker you don't get along with, you're likely to be happier working from home, and you virtually eliminate the over-the-shoulder micromanaging situation that you've been battling with your boss. Around the water cooler with Whole Foods CEO. So how does this work? Are dogs running around the building? My dog stays in my office, and we have cubicles at My dog stays in my office, and we have cubicles at HSUS, so a dog will stay right next to a person at their desk. We have little signs with the colors green, yellow, and red. Green means the dog is really friendly, loves interaction, and you don't need to worry. Yellow is pay attention to how you approach. And red means the dog may be very nervous or skittish and may have some other reasons that you may want. And red means the dog may be very nervous or skittish or may have some other reason that you want to be more cautious in dealing with him or her. Then there's a 3 strikes and you're out policy. Pet owners and their pets have responsibilities, and they can't be involved in more than 3 incidents, like the release of fluids or solids, or if they're barking in a way that's disruptive in the workplace. We have a committee that looks at these issues and sets the rules. It's very interesting. HSUS, this is the second prompt I've read about these guys. The rules have to be followed for this to work, but it's amazing so many of the animals know what's expected of them, and you hardly notice there are so many animals in the workplace. I mean, you notice when someone goes out for a walk so the dog can tinkle, but oftentimes you walk right by and you don't see or hear the animal. Is that what it is? Henrietta Humane Society of the United States. Pets. Animal protection. All right, so I'm guessing they let them work into their office. Okay. Technology. Let's start this and start it again. Stop and start. Technology. No longer a hobby? $99 Apple TV. I'm not sure how that's supposed to be read. No longer a hobby? $99 Apple TV, drop storage, integrates Netflix. Apple has taken another foray into the living room. The new $99 Apple TV is now 1/4 the size of its predecessor, streams all its content, and includes Netflix streaming. iTunes 10 adds Ping social network, TV rentals, AirPlay, Apple CEO Steve Jobs unveiled a new social network for iTunes called Apple CEO Steve Jobs unveiled a new social network for iTunes users. God damn it. Apple CEO Steve Jobs unveiled a new social network for iTunes users. Apple CEO Steve Jobs unveiled a new social network for iTunes users called Ping, designed to enable new music discovery. That went well, didn't it? The new version also enables HD TV rental and AirPlay compatibility, though no major UI or performance improvements are apparent. Apple may release iPhone 4 with revised antenna after September 30th. Comments made at the launch of the iPhone 4 in Mexico suggest Apple will release revised hardware after September 30th to address a design flaw that can lead to low signal strength. I remember that, the grip of death, they called it. And then that turned out to be the 4S, I believe. The first S. No, there was a 3GS as well. Okay. Nerd. Hands-on with iTunes Ping, sans Facebook Connect. Wondering what's going on with Apple's newest social network, Ping? Why is there no more Facebook Connect? Want to know how to follow and like your favorite artists and friends? Ours gives you a walkthrough on how to get started. I wonder if Oz is still around. Did she call it an online magazine? Ars Technology. Oz Technica? Oh yeah, this might be it. Yeah, they're still going. Everything is still working, yeah? Supermodels, pirates, ironic cross-stitch. Is that supposed to be Stitch? It's got to be Stitch. It says cross-stick. S-T-I-C-H. I think that's a mistake. Is Home staffed by 20-something males? Videos on the site suggested that yes, it is. But beneath the tone, Home is a serious and interesting service. On its own, it looks a lot like other sites offering energy efficiency tips, but its real power comes from its ability to tap into your actual home energy use. The smart grid might not be a reality for most of us yet, but a clever combination of sensors, Wi-Fi, and web data provides unique feedback on your energy use. We tested the Home service with one of these devices, the ingenious Power Cost Monitor from Canada's Blue Line Innovations, to find out just how much you can learn from watching your home's energy use in real time, and if that knowledge is worth the cost. For his birthday last year, a friend of mine received a tiny display unit that hooked into his SUV and showed his mileage per gallon in real time. The device was inexpensive, but the effect was remarkable. Within weeks, my friend was coasting down hills and accelerating slowly from a stop, anything to keep his numbers up. He had even invented a number of his own techniques. He had even invented a number of his own techniques, some of rather dubious scientific validity, all in an attempt to win the game he was now locked into with the tiny LCD display stuck to his dashboard. An idealist might say that having the better product will make the difference. As much as I'd like to say that to be true, I don't think any company has a product that is so much better than its competition in the eyes of so many people that quality alone will decide things. Critical mass is another factor. Are customers buying iPhones because their friends and relatives have iPhones and they want to video chat with them, use some of the applications they've seen, or just be part of the in crowd? In other words, has Apple's 2007 launch of the iPhone given it insurmountable lead? Again, I have to say no. Apple has a head start for sure, but Google has closed the gap quickly with Android in terms of both Google has closed the gap quickly with Android. Google has closed the gap quickly with Android in terms of both product quality and sales. Speaking of which, what explains Android's recent rapid sales growth? Speaking of which, what explains Android's recent rapid sales growth? Android is a good OS, but then so is WebOS, and look what happened to Palm. Quality is not enough. Android is available in a wide variety of hardware, but a menagerie of form factors has not stopped RIM's market share slide. Android is available in a wide variety of hardware, but a menagerie of form factors has not stopped RIM's market share slide. It's RIM. Handset variety also poses challenges to application developers who must target a fragmented platform. Hardware is not going to make the difference, so what will? The Apple blog has posted a hack to get expos. Working with the Magic Mouse, and while I can confirm that it works, it does so at the expense of the functionality that makes Apple's newest input device distinctive. Is this some kind of mouse that I had never heard of? I'm guessing it's XPOS? What the hell? XPOS Magic Mouse. Expose? Expose? Is it supposed to be expose? It's EXPOS question mark every time it's mentioned. There's no E there. XBoss. What is that? I don't know. Okay. Magic Mouse. Nope. It doesn't exist. And I'm going for a wee. Okay. Beautiful day to be stuck inside talking to myself in a dark room. I'm gonna jump, man! I got a job! Well, I don't know if you're still here, but you might find this interesting. This cheap version of the Chaos eyeball. It's I only use it in really specific scenarios. Oh, I gotta get some water as well. But it really does sort of drastically change the sound of the mic. But in trying times like this, when the normal studio room that I would record in is closed, this helps get rid of any reflections that I've tried to get rid of in this room. It's the whole, everything is covered, but yeah, it sort of brings this room up, just silences a little bit more. There's a little bit of traffic noise over there occasionally, and this helps isolate it. The mic is sort of just sitting inside here. There you are. Hey there, little guy. You okay in there? Yeah, so it's not ideal, but I'm able to take on this project. It passed all their tests, and I can take on this project, which is damn good. BRB. That's me. Hi. Now, wer was I, huh? I don't know, okay? I don't know. It's every time it's that I never heard. Most input device distinctive. Working with the Apple's new after distinctive. It does so at the expense. Still don't know what this is that I'm saying. I was able to map Expos to a right swipe by. Oh, Expos is the. Oh my god. Get back to work, B-man. Pardon me. I'm going to start that again, I think. It makes no sense to me. Working with the Magic Mouse, and while working with the Apple blog has posted a hack to get Expos. The Apple blog has. I think the software is called Expose. Maybe? Oh man, it's killing me. Just, I don't know. Expose? Okay. Let me just check that that was correct. This is not going to make the difference, so what will? Uh-huh. Yeah. The Apple blog has posted a hack to get Expos working with the Magic Mouse. Expos, I'm going to say Expos. The Apple blog has posted a hack to get XPOS working with the Magic Mouse, and while I can confirm that it works, it does so at the expense of the functionality that makes Apple's newest input device distinctive. I was able to max XPOS to a right swipe by mapping right swipe to F18 using multi-clutch, but right swipe no longer worked for navigation in Safari. I have yet to decide whether the Magic Mouse is much of an improvement over its predecessor. The multi-touch capability and lack of a scroll ball to gum up. The multi-touch capability and lack of a scroll ball, wow, that was a long time ago. Oh no, scroll ball was on the top. The multi-touch capability and lack of a scroll ball to gum up are definite upgrades, but the loss of XPOS and dashboard support about The multi-touch capability and lack of a scroll ball to gum up are definite upgrades, but the loss of XPOS and dashboard support, that's really throwing me. The multi-touch capability and lack of a scroll ball to gum up are definite upgrades, but the loss of XPOS and dashboard support about balanced that out for me. If you like your Apple Mouse's pressure sensors and the ability to launch XPOS and dashboard from your mouse, you may want to give the Magic Mouse a pass until Apple figures out a way to support those features with its new mouse. If you're in love with multi-touch and are tired of futzing with scroll wheels and scroll ball hand crud buildup, the Magic Mouse may be for you. If you're using a Logitech or some other third-party mouse and are wondering if it's time to give one of Apple's eccentric mice a shot, it isn't. Hook up 24 LED cinema display to non-Apple hardware. Want to use Apple's 24 LED cinema display with an older DVI-equipped Mac? How about attaching it, sacrilege, to a DVI-equipped Windows PC? A or V Electronics make Altona Technologies. A or V Electronics maker Altona. A or V Electronics maker Altona Technologies has just such an adapter for you. Not well written. Paul Technica, is iPhone OS 3.1 affecting your battery life? Oh God, I remember those days. Apple is gathering information to try and determine a cause for reported battery life issues after installing iPhone OS 3.1. Yeah, it turns out it was planned obsolescence. Take our poll and let us... Oh, come on, guys, this frickin' script is all over the place. Take our poll and let us know if you're experiencing similar issues. Netflix CEO, iPhone streaming coming. Eventually, streaming Netflix video. God, it's weird to think, isn't it? Wasn't that long ago. Eventually, streaming Netflix video to your iPhone is on the horizon. It's just so far away now. It's just so far away that you can't really see it. Netflix CEO Reed Hastings says, "We're not focused on mobile yet." Oh, I said mobile, didn't I? Did I say mobile? No, I said phone. That's fine. iMac Refresh could be launched in the next couple weeks. A new rumor suggests that new iMacs are ready to launch within the next few weeks. Few details are available, but the new consumer desktops may bring features to new Mac users. Work lurk. The hardware takes 4 AA batteries, and you have to remove a screw to change them. What's wrong with a plastic clip? My son and I have been playing a ton of games in the past week, and the batteries are still going strong, so at least it won't be an issue you have to deal with often. Slow it down. So at least it won't be an issue you have to deal with often. This is a toy that's obviously built for an older audience, and it's very successful at evoking nostalgic feelings, while actually feeling somewhat close to the arcade experience. The graphical issues are annoying, but for the price it's hard to complain. You can also pick some nits with the game selection. Pac-Man is great, as is Pole Position, Dig Dug, Galaga, Galaxian, Bosconian, Xevious, and Mappy, but Pac and Pal? Pac-Man Plus? You couldn't throw us a bone with Ms. Pac-Man? Still, these games could cost you $5 or more each on the Xbox. Still, these games would cost you $5 or more each on the Xbox Live Arcade, and the hardware is self-contained and has a much better controller than the 360 Zero's. And the hardware is self-contained and has a much better controller than the 360 Zero's D-pad by a long shot. It's taking me much longer today, I think. Not even halfway through. Game. But you know the worst part? The really, really terrible thing? He ends up looking even stupider. Closer. Ferengi, Hynarians, everyone in Lex. You're no longer the laughingstocks of the galaxy. Even flying around on a gun platform in a collapsing boss arena with the planet almost under his control, this guy takes the cake, then falls into the cake, then has the cake This guy takes the cake, then falls into the cake, then has the cake humiliatingly licked off his face by a goat with halitosis. But of course, looks aren't everything. What's the big plan? Why invade Earth? Our resource? What's the big plan? Why invade Earth? Our resources? Our cats? No. Earth used to be the galaxy's picnic place, and he wants to turn it into a blossomy garden. Really? He says this. He also says you won't live to see it. I better keep it. He also says you won't live to see it. Now die. But that's minor in comparison. You've gotta love games like this. Good? Hell no, but you won't get that level of alien overlord incompetence anywhere else, with the obvious exception of Strife, home of the worst super weapon of all time. Home of the worst super weapon of all time, and a final boss who lives right down to it. Luckily, it has other charms. This one doesn't have anything like as much going for it, but at least it is very short. Want to take a look at the whole thing? Here's your handy YouTube-based long play, an hour and a half. Good length for a bad game. Don't know what game that was about. Every week, Richard Cobbett rolls the dice to bring you an obscure slice of gaming history, from lost gems to weapons-grade atrocities. This week, Gotham City calls out for a hero, a champion. But since Christopher Nolan is busy, Batman. Head spinning. What happened? Riddle me this, Caped Crusader. How do you get to a green question mark when it has been placed somewhere slightly inconvenient? Hee. Oh, what fun we shall have tonight. Batman, not this again. It's been 2 Arkham games, Edward. Don't tell me you still need to be told the difference between riddles and wasting everyone's time. Wait, this isn't Arkham. It's all bright and colorful, not dark and gritty. It doesn't smell like a sewer even. Where are we? It doesn't smell like a sewer even. Where are we? Riddle. Where? Oh, world's greatest detective? Wrong question. When? When is the question? And the answer? I would hate to waste my talent devising a convoluted way of leading you to it, so I shall merely state it outright. You thought you were returning to the scene of one of your triumphs in Arkham Origins. Instead, my associate and I have brought you here to the eve of your greatest humiliation. It's hard to do when you can't change voices. What is it? Our annual showcase of all things PC gaming returned with 39 new videos. Game announcements, and interviews. we got a closer look at Dying Light 2, a new trailer from Vampire the Masquerade, Swan Song, a short appearance by Valve, and we heard from New Blood, Frontier, Fellow Traveler, Tripwire Interactive, Humble Games, and more. What is it? Real-time XCOM with multiplayer. When's it out? June 7. What did we see at E3? The series that began as a StarCraft mod. The series that began as a StarCraft mod returns. You control a squad of soldiers fighting mutants on Mars. You control a squad of soldiers fighting mutants on Mars, ordering them around in real time, although it does seem like the action slows down a little when you bring up the command wheel. There's also a co-op mode that lets up to 8 players work together, each controlling an individual soldier. Is it coming to PC? It's on Steam right now. What is it? A new World of Darkness RPG from the console studio Big Bad Wolf. A new World of Darkness RPG from the console studio Big Bad Wolf. Swan Song follows the story of a new Camarilla prince attempting to assert control over Boston and other vampire who may have different ideas. When's it out? Later in 2021. What did we see at E3? The E3 2021 trailer offers insights into the Malkavian. The E2021 trailer offers insights into the Malkavian vampire Leisha, whose rage boils over as she tracks down those responsible for taking her child. It's weird, but yes, she is Malkavian after all. Is it coming to PC? Yes, on the Epic Game Store. Find all previous editions of the PCG Q&A here. Some highlights. Has Half-Life Alyx made you want to buy a VR headset? What's a game that handles politics well? What games' end credits are worth watching? The holidays are traditionally the time when we promise to make a dent in the backlog, then get a new game as a present or in the sales and just play that instead. But after 2019 rolled to an end, what did you play? Did you carry on with your holiday games or decide a new year was time for a new game? Did you take a short break from gaming altogether? And if so, what was the first thing to drag you back? What was the first game you played in 2020? Here are our answers. Here are our answers. Let us know yours in the comments. The inevitable happened. Watching the Netflix show gave me an irresistible desire to return to The Witcher 3. It's one of a handful of open-world games that I've never finished, one that I happily return to every 8 months or so in order to take another bite from. I can't wait to play that game. This latest visit has been particularly productive, though. That didn't sound right. The latest visit has been particularly. This latest visit has been particularly. Do I want to hit all of them? This latest visit has been particularly productive, though. I've finished my Gwent collection. I've started working on crafting the superior version of the Wolf Armor set. I've progressed a story that I only remember the occasional snippet of. I've killed a vampire that only drinks the blood of drunks. I've remembered to use oil and bombs and potions and parries instead of just spamming Fast Strike and Quen. Will I actually finish the game this time? Probably not. But it's nice to be back for however long it lasts. See, that scares the hell out of me, a game that long. Skyrim did that to me. Pardon me. I decided to check one day my play hours. It was 120. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I could have played it for longer, but no, that's just ridiculous. The next morning, I get up and head to the church. This is it, my wedding. See, I can't be excited because I have to stay calm and neutral and relaxed. The next morning, I get up and head to the church. This is it, my wedding. I have butterflies in my stomach because yesterday I ate a couple of butterflies. Alchemy. I had intended to take my helmet off before the actual ceremony, but the second I walk into the church, the wedding begins. I can't really do anything but watch as I talk to the altar while the priest starts talking. I can't really do anything but watch as I walk to the altar while the priest starts talking. So I guess I'll be getting married looking like a full-on robot. My bride is already here, the one whose name I'm always forgetting, though the moment I see her, something magical happens. I remember. Call it fate, call it love, but I actually do remember. Not her name, but the spot in my notes where I wrote her name, Isolde. Isolde. It's underlined even, because I keep forgetting it. It's a magical ceremony, with the priest jabbering on about Mara and with Jasper barking and snuffling continuously, and a couple of NPCs I don't know watching us. We are wed. Isolde, do you take this slow-moving, toe-eating mechano. Isolde, do you take this slow-moving, toe-eating mechano man as your husband? She does. Weird robot man, do you take this woman? You've had 2 consecutive... Weirdo robot. Weird robot man, do you take this woman? You've had 2 conversations. I'm losing it. Might be bloody lunchtime. Damn, I wanted to do this in one go. Weird robot man, do you take this woman you've had 2 conversations with as your wife? I do. As soon as I say the words, though, I'm somewhat alarmed to see my new wife turn and start walking away. Oh yeah, I am losing it. As soon as... The script, man. As soon as I say the words. As soon as I say the words, though, I'm somewhat alarmed to see my new wife turn and start walking away. Start. As soon as I say the words. As soon as I say the words, though, I'm somewhat alarmed to see my new wife turn and start walking away, even though the priest is still talking and the ceremony isn't complete. Honey? Sweetums? Bookie Bear? We're not quite finished. This is our wedding day. Don't you want to maybe stick around for the end of it? Don't you want to share in our first kiss? Don't you want to share in our first kiss through my terrifying robot mask? Do you know how many people died so we could be standing here today? Man. Do you know how many people died so we could be standing here together? Honey? Man, this is a weird job. I'm going to do one more script. We really wish this 5-piece set was available when we first began wearing makeup. From eyes to lips, Benefit Cosmetics Homemade Hotness delivers the key ingredients every teen or tween needs to create her very first makeup look. The easy-to-use collection contains Benefit's best-selling favorites, including Bad Gal Bang, Volumizing Mascara, Hoola Matte Bronzer, Gimme Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel, their real Duo Eyeshadow Blender, and their real Double the Lip in Lusty Rose. Remember those best friend split heart pendant necklaces we loved as tweens? This gift is basically the beauty version. The breakaway heart packaging holds 2 original beauty blenders and features a perforated bottom to ensure that after cleaning, each sponge dries properly. Each blender is designed with aqua-activated material with minimal product absorption. Give your friend or family member a sentimental gift that just so happens to deliver award-winning foundation coverage. School dances, debates, the first dates bring with them a great deal of DIY hairstyling. Most individuals who use heat tools for the first time Most individuals who use heat tools for the first time are unfamiliar with proper styling techniques and end up burning their hair and skin, or sometimes the surrounding environment. This year, give the gift of faultless waves with the T3 Single Pass Wave Wand, featuring one pass styling technology for quick and easy curls. This tourmaline-infused tool minimizes heat damage with 5 adjustable settings, safe for all hair types. We also love how Single Pass Wave automatically turns off after an hour to prevent fires and comes with a heat-resistant glove to protect fingers. Does your scalp get dry, itchy, and flake when the weather gets colder? In winter, the terrible trinity of low humidity, freezing temperatures, and indoor heating severely dries out your skin, even under your hair. Since a healthy, shiny mane really starts below the roots, a dehydrated surface can cause lots of bad hair days, not to mention annoying itchiness. See which soothing products made Beautylicious list for ridding seasonal scalp woes, ridding. See which soothing products made Beautylicious list for ridding seasonal scalp woes. Is it jojoba? Or jojoba? Pretty sure it's jojoba, right? Jojoba.
Jojoba.
It's just jojoba, right?
Jojoba.
Jojoba? Really? Jojoba? How about that? Oops. Jojoba. Made from moisturizing oils such as jojoba, sunflower seed, and sweet almond, the super oil can repair a dry scalp with just 2 small drops a day. Apply the treatment to damp or dry hair and massage it in with your fingers, spreading it all over. Scratching causes painfully sensitive spots. The gentle oil calms irritated patches of skin almost instantly upon contact. Although it may seem icky, dandruff is actually just harmless yeast that grows excessively on your scalp. That is icky. Yeast? Luckily, I got super oily hair. In fact, I'm just oily all over. I'm like a grease man. Philip Kingsley's scalp mask contains pyroxone olamine. Should be fun. Pyroxene?
Pyroxone.
Oh, tone. Pyroxone olamine.
Pyroxone.
Philip Kingsley's scalp mask contains pyroxone olamine. Philip Kingsley's scalp mask contains pyroxone olamine, which is an antimicrobial ingredient. The intense treatment also includes salicylic acid. Luckily, there haven't been too many issues in these scripts, but oh, it's my book.
Acid. Salicylic acid.
Salicylic.
Straightforward. Salicylic.
The intense treatment also includes salicylic acid to exfoliate the scalp surface, and menthol and camphor, which are classic dandruff-fighting ingredients that stimulate blood circulation while giving off a cooling, soothing feel. Did I say stimulate? I'm pretty sure I did. Dilemma. There's a vegan beauty aficionado on your holiday list. Dilemma. There's a vegan beauty aficionado on your holiday list this year, and you haven't got a clue what to get him or her. A Birchbox subscription sounds ideal until you realize many of the products contain animal ingredients. What to do? Enter Vegan Cuts, a site that sells vegan products in categories ranging from food to fashion, and makers of an animal-free beauty box that's both swoon and gift-worthy. Started by Jill Wiseman and her husband John in early 2011, Started by Jill Wiseman and her husband John in early 2011, Vegan Cuts is changing the way people shop for vegan products. We realize that no matter how strongly we believe in the importance of putting our money into vegan companies, we're just two people, says Wiseman. Making it easy for people to discover and buy vegan beauty items allows us to multiply our impact and the number of dollars invested in cruelty-free companies. The Vegan Beauty Box subscription, $19.95. Why is there a point? $19.95 per month brings the latest in vegan makeup, hair, and skincare to your door every month. Inside comes 4 to 7 cruelty-free products, sometimes more, in a mix of full and sample size items. Every box will contain at least one full-sized product. And can be totally different from previous ones and will always have a retail value of $35 or more. We also love that you can cancel subscriptions at any time, not that you'd want to, and they make gifting easy. There are three different subscription packages you can choose from to have delivered to your giftee's door. 1 month for $25, 3 months for $70, or 6 months for $115. The Makeup Show, a renowned pro-only makeup event, has already hit Los Angeles and New York this year by storm, and up next on its tour is Chicago, Illinois. After a triumphant debut in 2011, the Makeup Show Chicago has artists, professionals, and enthusiasts all over the Windy City buzzing about what is sure to be a successful second year. Not only does the event feature dozens of your favorite cosmetic vendors under one roof, OCC, MAC, and Smashbox, just to name a few, it also provides workshops and seminars on techniques, color theory, and more. But before you get too excited, allow us to turn your attention to one of the most creative features of the show, the makeup competition. The Makeup Show opens its competition to local artists prior to the event and will be announcing the finalists as well as the winning look on the official Makeup Show blog. The theme of this year's challenge is My Kind of Town, Chicago in Photos and Film, which has us itching to see how Chicago's talent will interpret it. Will we be seeing jazz-inspired glamour, rugged, batting cage beauty, John Hughes teen look-alike? With a theme this abstract, we are hoping for all this and more. The winning look will take home amazing prizes, including makeup and hair kits, but best of all, they'll get a prime spot in our official coverage of the final looks right here on Beautylish.com. You are equally talented at fantasy makeup as you are equally talented at fantasy. You are equally talented at fantasy makeup as you are at beauty looks. Does your creative approach vary depending on the nature of the look? As funny as it sounds, beauty looks are a lot more difficult for me. It's hard for me to look at a human face and see it as bridal or a gorgeous summer look. In a way, you can say that no matter what look I'm doing, beauty or body painting, I need to get in the mindset of the character. Each makeup style gives the face some character. A person can have soft and beautiful makeup or A person can have soft and beautiful makeup on or stern, fierce rocker makeup on and look like two completely different people. The same thing applies to fantasy makeup too. Tell us about your line of makeup brushes. We love that you use them in your tutorials. Having my own line of products has always been one of my dreams. My brushes are synthetic and cruelty-free. As an artist, I prefer synthetic hair over animal hair. While animal hair does have its purposes depending on application, it also has the ability to hold bacteria. Synthetic hair doesn't absorb bacteria, and I found it's better for my skin. I don't know if that's true. Is that true? I used to suffer from grade 3 acne. There's grades of acne? I used to suffer from grade 3 acne. It's also important to me that my brushes can apply both beauty products and body paint smoothly, since I often incorporate eyeshadows into my body painting looks. Oh my God, it's the last sentence. Since I often incorporate eyeshadows into my body painting looks. Oh, that'll do for now, mate. Get back to this in probably about 40 minutes. Next is food, education, movie, and provide. Same as yesterday, but different scripts. Shit. All right, I'll be back soon.